I've been practicing for weeks. practicing, and I didn't think I was going to be ready in time, but I made it.
Sounded pretty good to me.
You know what? You're a musician. If you say that, I really believe it.
Sounded pretty good to me. Good job.
Welcome, everybody, to a historic date here inside Dr. Herman's head. It's Pocono 96.7. It's Sunday night at 7 o'clock, and that means that I, Dr. Jan Herman, am here to usually complain along with my friend Gregg, Biggshow Larson. How's it going, Biggshow?
It's going, man.
Good.
Yeah.
We decided that we're going to make today our first theme show. And even though it's the summertime, it's a big deal for the summer what we're going to do. But I think it's something that's really going to get people calling, because I got to tell you, people, we're not getting as many calls as we expect to. And
call us.
This is the call-in show. For those of you who don't know, we have the headline hotline is open. Write down the number. Here it comes. You got something to write it down with? Get something to write. We'll wait.
Pick it up. Paper, pen.
I'll pick up my saxophone again and start playing. Okay, ready? Write it down. It's 570-420-9670. Again, 570-420-9670. That's the headline hotline. We want you to call into the show because it's going to be an opinion show, like they all are. But today we're talking about movies.
Yes.
This is our first ever post-Oscar show.
I love it.
4 months after?
4 months. 4 months.
Still
late.
post-Oscars, isn't it?
Yeah, it's after it.
Okay, and we're probably not going to talk about the Oscars much anyway. But it's it's our post-Oscar show. It's our movie show, and what I'd like to talk about is movies, because Biggshow, you and I were both movie people.
I love movies.
You're always talking about movies with me. You're You hold on to movies for a long time. You're very impassioned about movies. I know that.
It's a big deal to me. I don't know. I see him as an art form. It's not. Some movies are mindless entertainment, and I get that. But some movies to me are a big art form. Like I get emotionally invested. I love the way things look. There's a whole bunch of different factors to movies. To me, it's not just to kill an hour or two.
Well, this is the thing. Do you think, because the fact that you bring up it's an art, it's very much an art,
right.
And actually, I've always looked at it as a lot of different art forms together.
Right.
The sound and the way sound and
editing's
pictures,
an art form in itself,
completely, and it all comes together to make a motion picture. Now, do you think, in your opinion, motion pictures are only for escaping? Or is there?
No.
Do you look for a hidden meaning? Do you look for depthness in it?
I do. I mean, but I also do like those movies that are for an escape. They all serve their own purpose. But I mean, movies are also a great way to get your point across and have people, thinking as they're walking out, like, wow, that really impacted me, that hit me. And then you got those other movies that are like, that was fun for the last hour and a half, but I'm going to forget it on the way to the parking lot.
Okay. Here's a question for you. Let's start off with this. Okay. And again, any question I'm asking Gregg or he's asking me, feel free to call in on the headline hotline. Tell us what you think, what your opinion is about it, or if you have a movie you want to talk about. But here's a question for you. Just want to start with this, and I have no particular where to go. I have no map for tonight.
Right.
We're going to go wherever we go.
Yeah, let's do it.
We might even do some commercial breaks. I don't know.
Oh, maybe.
But have you ever walked out on a movie? In the middle of a movie?
I want to say I did, and I don't even remember what it is.
Really?
And I almost walked out of Freddy vs. Jason.
Really?
For two reasons. Because it was so bad, but also because the teenage factor in that theater and the noise and nobody shutting up was just making me mad. But
were you one of those kids when you were younger? Were you one of those kids who was like that?
Never.
No.
Ever.
You always respected
I always behaved myself, man. I don't get it. I don't. Whatever. We're not going to talk about how kids are,
Yeah, no, that's not.
That's not what it's about today. But
let's not talk about the audience. Let's talk about the movies.
Let's talk about the movies. But yeah, no, I never did that though. But I think one time I walked out on a movie. I tell you the truth, I don't remember what it is, and that's the whole point, right? Because it wasn't that good that I walked out.
Well, I mean, I've only had to leave a movie theater once, and it wasn't my choice. When my first daughter, Bethany, was born, she was about 3 or 4 months old, and we took her to her first movie. Now, I I loathe the idea of having children in a theater.
That just happened to me recently, and I can't believe you're telling me this.
You know something? I don't even like the idea of having children in a restaurant. I don't think they belong in any place at all outside of the house, at the Disney World too. But we took her to a movie, her first movie, which was Terminator 2.
All right, now this is all your own fault.
Wait. Great story. We took her to T2. Right. Which, as you know, is a very loud action adventure movie.
Guns,
crazy explosions. Okay. Slept through it like a rock.
Oh, all right, sweet.
And when she was awake, the few times she was awake, she stared at the screen in complete amazement.
Yeah.
It was like she was a film student. She was like, I can't believe this. This is incredible. And we were really happy because it gave us, we knew now we have an option of doing this with her.
Right. Yeah. Oh, wow, she's being so great.
We can take her to the movies and we don't have to get a babysitter. And the next week, we had no compunction whatsoever taking her to another movie. And it was The Doctor with William Hurt.
See, now that's where you were wrong right there. She was probably bored to death. And
15 minutes.
Just crying.
Sir, you have to leave. You have to take. You can't. She can't stay here. You can't stay here. And I said, well, she'll calm down. She liked T2.
Yeah.
And I thought he was going to say, well, if you let her go across the hall and see they're going to see T2 again.
Terminator 2 is a little more busy than The Doctor.
Oh man, but we got chased out of The Doctor, and years later I saw it when it was available on either tape or disc or whatever, and it wasn't that great of a movie.
No.
I probably wouldn't have wanted to stay for the rest of it anyway. But, hey, I'm the kind of person that walks out on a Broadway show if I don't like it.
Yeah, really?
Spend $100 on the ticket.
Spending those tickets? Yeah.
I walked, not to get off the subject of movies, but I walked out of one of the most famous, successful Broadway productions ever.
Really?
Evita.
Oh, really?
Walked out of it. With my cousin, who's a Broadway actress.
That's it. They did not impress you.
The two of us were like, we got to get out of here. And unfortunately, we were in the middle of a row.
Yeah.
Like 5 rows back in the orchestra, so we couldn't just get up and walk out in the middle.
Was it one of those things that it was just, it's so mainstream popular, but it's such a,
It was so boring.
Yeah.
It bored the heck out of me. And it was an operetta, which I wasn't ready for.
Okay.
There were no spoken words in it. It was all singing, and I was just not ready for that. So, but I digress off of the big screen onto the Great White Way. But we want to talk about movies during this show. We're going to talk about your favorite movies, your favorite actors and actresses, and I want to hear who your favorite editor is.
I'll tell you, yeah, maybe that's something I should pay more attention to because that's a big deal. It is a big deal to me, especially,
lately...
It's a hard job.
I can only imagine.
Yeah,
but
really.
Lately, in the past 10 years or so, I've been able to watch movies and actually notice editing.
Oh, only recently?
Now, I don't know if that means that I'm noticing bad editing, because maybe I'm not supposed to notice the editing.
Well, that's the whole thing. I mean, if you're trying to notice it...
No, I'm not trying, but if something's a bad cut,
If something's a bad cut, yeah, maybe
obvious
you picked it up and you're like, wait, what happened there?
Yeah.
See, I was cursed since high school for taking film and editing classes and stuff like that, and now it's just part of my thing. Like, I notice it with everything I watch.
Well, you're trained to. You have a trained eye.
I don't want to, though. Like, I almost wish I didn't pick up on that stuff sometimes, like, because it gets in the way sometimes. You know what?
I watched the movie a couple of weeks ago. That was one of my. It's always been one of my favorite movies, and it was reinforced when I watched it, because my CW, my current wife, Terry, she had never seen it before.
Okay.
And it's one of my favorite movies of all time. So I said I have to show you this movie. It was Field of Dreams.
Yes, good one.
All right, I think she liked it. Yeah. So the problem is, though, she's from Europe and she doesn't really know much about baseball, right. and she didn't even understand. But it's not really a baseball movie.
No, it has not. I mean, it revolves around baseball, but that's not the story.
No, but still, you want to. I mean, when I was a kid, I tried. I wasn't really a baseball player,
right?
But you know what they say. And I
love football.
But I tried. But I noticed in that movie, for some reason, I noticed the editing, and it was really good. And I can't even explain to you what I mean by that.
No, I know what you mean, though. I do.
I get cutting just to the, because that's an emotional movie, and when I think that as bizarre, I can't even believe I'm saying this, because the editing made it more emotional.
Editing. cinematography, all that stuff, camera angles, everything. It all has everything to do with if something gives you an emotion.
Yeah,
it all has to do with it. Music's big. If you watched a movie with no backing soundtracks or anything like that,
it's as boring as life.
Oh my Lord! Yeah, you wouldn't even. Yeah.
You know what? And I'm very
as boring as life is right. Yeah.
I'm very aware of music when I watch TV or watch a movie because they really can steer your emotions.
Of course.
They make you feel a certain way.
Yeah.
When something. I was just watching the TV show the other day, the Shark Tank, and when I'm hooked on that lately, I don't know why. And when somebody says something really insulting or whatever, they shoot to them and zoom in and they go, dum.
Yeah.
And right away, like, oh, get out of here,
It's the same thing with, but if you're watching like a good horror movie or a thriller or something like that, if that music that builds the suspense wasn't there, you wouldn't feel any of the fear or the whatever.
Well, you know what? All somebody has to say to you is, dum.
That's it. Perfect.
That movie didn't need any other sound except the
most simple
music.
stuff. And who's that? One of the greatest composers ever. That's John Williams. Yeah.
And the funny thing is, John Williams.
Right.
I know because of course we're both into music.
Right.
I know certain very, very famous and very prolific movie music creators. John Williams, Randy Edelman. Did so many movies in the 80s. But
Danny Elfman started getting in there. Love
exactly.
it. Oingo Boingo.
Now,
oh, we have a caller.
We do.
Yes.
Oh, beautiful. Let's go to the phones. Welcome back inside my head. Who's this calling?
Danielle.
Hi, Danielle.
What's up?
Hi, I'm in the gym, so excuse me for being out of breath.
That's okay. I'm proud of you for your diligence and your determination.
But I had to comment on what you guys were talking about and how you were saying about I don't know, Gregg said something about the camera moving around to add, like, emotion.
Right.
Yeah.
And we were watching The Loft the other day, Dad.
The Loft. Oh.
And with the camera angles, you were like, oh, my God, showing them upside down and going all around. And you were like, I can't even see who's who on the screen right now.
Oh, The Loft. Oh, man.
I guess I'm going to have to check that out. I haven't.
No, you don't.
No.
I got to know about these camera angles.
Danielle, I have to thank you once again for reminding me about that movie.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's a reminder and blaming her at the same time. Well, because she said you have to watch this movie over and over and over again, and she had seen it once. So I finally sat down to watch it, and it was one of the worst movies I've ever seen. And she watched it with me, and she was apologizing for the second half of the movie. I didn't realize it was as bad.
I'm sorry I put you through this.
Oh, it was terrible. It was just terrible. It was one of those movies that could only be made worse by putting Mark Ruffalo in it. But...
Oh, no.
But thank you, Danielle. I appreciate you bringing that up because I did want to talk about movies that I hate tremendously, and that was definitely at the top of my list.
Yeah, and the camera angles just reminded me of that when they were going circles the whole movie.
The cinematography, the editing, there was no saving this movie.
Bad news all around.
Terrible. Bad news. Thanks, Danielle.
All right, get back on with your conversation. I'll listen.
I will. Have a good workout. Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye. You know what? I'm going to make it a point to tell all my callers I love them when I'm done.
Yeah.
Love you.
Thanks for calling. Love you.
And this way, and people otherwise say, what is he doing? What is that? They have no idea she's my daughter. But
whatever. We need to spread some love, and especially we got another caller, so let's do it now.
Let's spread some love. You're inside Dr. Herman's head. I'm poking at 96.7. Who's calling?
Hi, this is Elisa.
Hey, Lisa. Hi, Lisa.
I'm going to be in the studio in a few hours for the Gary the Morning Show.
That's right.
But I'm loving what I'm hearing so far. I asked my husband, because he's kind of like a movie buff, too. I had asked him what is the movie that he hated the most, and the first one that came to mind was Blair Witch.
Ooh, that's a toss-up.
I'm so glad you brought that up because
that's
the only movie in my life, and I've seen thousands and thousands of movies, the only movie that ever gave me nightmares.
Oh, yeah, that's
really?
right.
He hated it. He's like, it's not even worth watching.
The first time I saw it, I did not know what to think. I seriously was. I thought it was good, and at the same time, I thought it was bad. I never had that before in my life.
I was so intrigued by the fact that it was the first film filmed that way, like from POV, and we went to go see it at the Pocono Community Theater.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
And when we drove there, we went on Cherry Valley Road because we used to live in Cherry Valley, so it's that one lane, back road kind of thing. And then we saw the movie. And on the way home, we went to go drive home, and we didn't realize that during the movie there was a tremendous storm that came through. There was no sign of it before the movie and no sign of it after the movie, but there were trees down everywhere, and it was like a ghost town.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's so weird. And for some reason, that combined with the movie gave me nightmares.
These extra features are great. You know what else he said? One of his favorite movies is The Big Lebowski, and I've never seen The Big Lebowski. And I thought, what about movies we haven't seen that we probably should have?
You know, I've been every once in a while I try to catch up with those because there are so many movies that are so talked about.
Yeah, those cult classics.
Oh, you know, whatever, and so little by little I throw them into my my Netflix list or whatever.
Yeah.
I saw one of them the other day.
What was
just
that?
A couple of days ago, The Greatest Show on Earth.
What was he? I don't know about that.
Cecil B. DeMille, 1954.
Oh, okay.
It was a circus story, and it actually used the real circus performers, in it.
Oh wow! Okay.
And it was Jimmy Stewart was in it, but he played a clown. You never saw his face without clown makeup. And it was Clark Gable, and Betty Garrett.
Oh, wow.
And not Betty Garrett. What do I think? The one that played Andy Get Your Gun. I forget. Anyway, but it was good to see because I always hear about the movie, and I finally got a chance to see it. One of those 3-hour-long, spectacular. Cecil B. DeMille never made a movie that was less than 4 hours long. So.
I like the old black and white, scary, like the original picture of Dorian Gray with the very young Donna Reed and very young Lucille Ball was in that. That scared me, and that had no gore, that had no crazy suspense. It was just a black and white movie that was made, I think I want to say like 39 or 40 or something.
Right, but
that scared the crap out of me.
But that's good. Good directing, good editing, good cinematography, and that's why Hitchcock was great. He could do that without there's no gore.
Yeah. Right. I feel like those are even scarier than blatant guts in your face.
No, yeah, of course. I mean, because that's just for shock value. That's not really scary.
Right.
Like The Shining is one of my favorite movies, and that movie bothered me because
there's
no gore
horrifying.
in there at all. It's just it's a suspenseful, intense mind.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, it's the suggestion of what's about to happen.
Exactly.
You know, when you walk through a haunted house. It's one thing when they jump out at you, but the walking down the hallway until they do, that's what keeps you from going in, you know?
There's a fear in the element of not knowing. Not to say that there isn't an art form in guts and gore, because I think there is.
Well, there is as far as that's concerned, but I don't consider it scary.
Right,
it's not,
right.
It's more the spectacle of it than the fear of it, you know? But that's true.
But Elisa, I got to say something. You got to get on that Lebowski.
Definitely.
I know. He just yelled at me like, "You've never seen The Big Lebowski."
I can't handle that right now. I can't. You gotta get
that
on.
might have to be my homework for this week.
There you go.
So classic.
You're gonna love homework this week.
Oh, classic. He's great. Great movie. Well, thanks for calling in, Lisa.
I am going to continue to listen. Rock on. You guys are doing great. You love the show. I hope you get many, many, many more callers.
Thank you, sweetie. Thanks for being one of them.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. That was Elisa from the Gary in the Morning Show. She's a sweetheart. So you can do just like Elisa and Danielle did and give us a call on the headline hotline, 570-420-9670.
Do it.
I think we're going to take a break for a second, do some business. And I'm going to talk about, like I love to do all the time, Thai Orchid. My favorite sponsor on the show. They are just an absolutely incredible restaurant, downtown Strasbourg. The most incredible Thai food you've ever had. Just some of the most incredible food you've ever had. And as a matter of fact, to that end, I don't know if you know this, Gregg, but a couple of years ago, because they're there about 5 years, and during their first or second year, they were actually selected as having the best wings in the Poconos.
What? Best wing spot?
They beat out places that only sell chicken wings for their chicken wings.
No way. See, now, all right, I got to do it now.
Absolutely phenomenal. It's so they're really, really good. It's a Thai sauce, but it's not spicy.
Yeah,
and,
that's awesome.
So good. Really, really good. Very meaty, too. So another reason to check out Thai Orchid, their wings. You know what? A big plate of wings and a Thai iced tea.
Oh, you said it right
there.
Yes. You said it right
That's enough to make you not want to leave the place.
That's it.
Oh, incredible. And you know what? Their biggest drawback is their biggest positive. They only have 24 seats in the restaurant.
Yeah.
So it's not overly crowded. It's not a hustle-bustle place, but you got to get there early if you want to get a seat for dinner. They're open every day of the week for lunch and for dinner till about 9:30, 10 o'clock. They not open on Monday. I'm sorry, not open every day of the week except for Monday. Give them a call at 570-421-1717. They're at the corner of Sarah Street and 9th Street in Stroudsburg. And you know what? We'll take a little break. Come back and talk more about the movies.
All right.
Oh, the phone is ringing. Hello?
Yo, Gary.
Yeah, who is this?
Dr. Herman.
Who?
Dr. Herman, you know, the one you come to know and love, Dr. Herman.
Oh! I love my Dr. Herman.
That's the one.
Hey, Dr. Herman.
Gary, I'm just sitting here, and I suddenly became inspired.
What?
I've never had a jingle.
You've never had a jingle?
I've never had a jingle, and some jingles are so cool. I always thought how cool it would be to have a jingle.
So Herman Family Chiropractic and Dr. Herman, I love my Dr. Herman, wants a jingle.
I was thinking that it would be an excellent time to do a contest.
What kind of a contest?
A jingle contest. They could sing it. They could put music behind it. Give me about a 10 or 15-second jingle that would work well at the end of our commercials.
What do they get if they are the winner of the jingle contest?
For a year, you won't pay for chiropractic care.
Wow. There you go, folks. Write a jingle based on I love my Dr. Herman, and you won't have to pay for chiropractic care for a year if you win.
How exciting is that?
Yeah. Call 424-LIFE. That's 424-LIFE. I love my Dr. Herman. Hey, wait, can I copyright that? Am I eligible? Ask about their $25 visits for life.
It's great for our neighborhood.
It's great for my school.
It's great for our roads.
I'm Department of Environmental Protection Secretary John Quigley, encouraging you to participate in this year's Great American Cleanup of PA.
There are lots of ways to get involved. Learn how at gacofpa.org.
And help us
pick it up, PA!
This message sponsored by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Tom Wolf, Governor. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
You're listening to Inside Dr. Herman's Head every Sunday night starting at 7 o'clock right here on Pocono 96.7. And now, back to the good doctor.
You know, they tell you not to put the flute that far down your throat. But I think it sounds good.
Oh, man.
Oh, I love it.
That's great.
Hey, you know what? Keeping in the theme, right?
Yeah, that's right.
It's
Movies.
Our movies, right. You know which one that was?
That was Universal.
That was Universal. The first one earlier in the show we opened with?
That was 20th Century Fox.
Very good. You are a movie man.
Oh, come on, man.
I would like to just make a little announcement.
Yeah.
Which is not movie related. But last week I wanted to, we had a caller that did not identify himself, but he called in because we were talking about your movies that made you stop and listen.
No, my Desperado songs.
Your Desperado songs,
right.
Okay? Songs for the desperate. And he had called in and he said he wanted to know what song was played on the station at 1 o'clock that afternoon.
Right.
Maybe it was one of his desperate songs. So I did a little research and I wanted to let him know, whoever you were that called in, I wish we had your name, but the song that you were looking for was by Stephen Bishop and it was called I Feel So Miserable Without You. It's Almost Like Having You Here.
That's that guy's song? Oh, my God. Don't interrupt him, please.
Sounds like a Desperado song, doesn't it? You know, there are, when you watch the Oscars, they know enough that you can't compare a comedy to a drama to a documentary, right. So they have different categories.
Right.
And what's interesting to me, and I've noticed this for a long time now, you know, when you talk about the dramatic arts, there's always, what's the symbol for the dramatic arts, do you know?
The symbol for the dramatic arts.
Yes.
Oh, with the crying and laughing.
Comedy and tragedy.
Comedy and tragedy, that's
okay.
it.
Why don't they have a tragedy category? Well, why isn't there a category for tearjerkers?
I guess that would be, that all falls into drama, doesn't it?
But why should it? That's its own, I think it's its own genre.
I agree.
I mean, you could certainly have a dramatic movie that doesn't. That doesn't. You can't put fried green tomato. Don't judge me on this. Shut up.
Woo! Fried green
Shut
tomatoes.
the hell
all
up.
Right.
No, you can't put fried green tomatoes against JFK.
No.
They're both dramas.
They're both dramas, though. I'll admit that, though. They belong in that category.
I think they should have a tragedy one. Well, you don't have to call it tragedy. Call it chick flicks.
So
why is it?
So the Oscar for best chick flick goes to.
I would love to see what's his name? That Benicio del Toro. and the award for the best chick flick goes to but I think that rom-com should be a romantic comedy should have their own category. That's chick flicks. And I think the tearjerker should have. All right, let's talk about that. Can you name a movie that for you was the saddest, most depressing movie you've ever seen?
Oh my God!
A good movie, well made, but sad. Because people always talk about their favorite comedy, their favorite drama, their favorite documentary.
Yeah, I got to think about that because and it's weird. All right, you see now you're pulling out stuff that I probably don't want to be talking about.
Oh, you're leaving your heart on your sleeve.
No. I'm
Last week was your Desperado movie and songs, and now it's
no. I was just going to say because I'll tell you the truth, I can't think of a saddest movie right now, but there's a lot of things in a lot of movies that might pull it out of me. You know what I'm saying?
All right, well, let me give you mine.
All right, go ahead.
I saw a movie a few years ago that I started crying 2 minutes into the movie.
Okay. And
I didn't stop until about 15 minutes after I got home.
Okay. All right.
It was a two box of Kleenex movie.
All right.
It was so sad. It was a Robin Williams movie. Now I thought Robin Williams was a very, very, very good actor.
Yeah, he was. I agree.
I did not like him in his stand up at all. I got too worn out. I actually contracted ADD by watching him on stage. But as an actor, I loved him in 90% of what he did.
Right.
He had some bad movies like Toys, if you ever saw that.
That was
deplorable.
But his dramatic work though was awesome.
And even his comedy in the movies was very good. But I saw a movie he did which was so sad. I cried, and I saw the movie 3 times and cried just as much the third time as I did the first.
Okay.
It's called, and you may have heard of it. It's called What Dreams May Come.
Yes. Yeah.
Never seen it, huh?
No.
Because you remember that.
Because I would, and I never saw it because it's like, isn't it about, doesn't he want to die or something like that? And
it takes, most of the movie takes place in the afterlife.
In the afterlife, right.
And I really don't want to give it away for people who want to see it, but it's about a man searching to save his wife. I really am afraid that if I gave more of it away, that it would.
Don't do it,
I don't want to be a spoiler for the. But if you want to watch this movie, if you're in the mood for a really good cry, it's It's not a romantic comedy by any sort. There's nothing funny in the movie at all. Not a single funny line. But we have romantic comedies. We don't have romantic tragedies. But this is a romantic tragedy.
Okay.
And I still come back. It keeps bugging me that we don't have a category of tragedies. Half of what Shakespeare wrote was tragedies.
It's true.
Right? But
that's true. Based on that alone, there should be. Now I agree with you.
It's a category.
Yeah.
It's movies that are sad or you know what? Movies don't always have a happy ending. Not anymore. They did 50 years ago, but not. The guy always got the girl at the end.
But yeah, you're right with Shakespeare though. Like they will call like the plays like, oh well, this is a tragedy.
Yeah.
It's a category of the plays. Well, yeah. Why not movies? I don't get it. Yeah.
Well, if they made a movie now, a straight up version, another one of Romeo and Juliet, what category would you put it in? Just drama?
Right, or romance movie or something, right? But
romance is not a category. Romance is not a comedy, and it's not just a drama. I mean, you know what? Another question: do they have? I don't know if you know. Do they still have a musical category?
I don't know
because they make so few musicals now.
Yeah, but you know what? When they're there, they're there. I mean, what are they going to do? They have to be thrown somewhere.
If they did West Side Story again, that's a romantic. That's a Romeo and Juliet. What would they make that? Just a drama?
I don't know.
But
that's a good question. If you have a feeling on that, you should call us.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, I want to. If anybody has seen What Dreams May Come and wants to let me know what you think about that movie, give me a call because I want to have somebody agree with me or at least tell me what you think about that movie. That it's just such a.
I always wanted to see that movie too, but I know, and you know what? Maybe now I'll watch it now that I live alone. So
I really want to just wallow.
I don't have to hold it in now because there's no one sitting there.
I know you missed the. I know you missed the cat.
I missed the cat, man. I missed the freaking cat.
That's all right. Your birthday's coming up. Just in about 6 months, I got your birthday. We talked about before the show. We talked about something which I really hate using the expression because it bothers me. It's just absolutely wrong. But people use the expression "guilty pleasure."
Yeah, I know. I don't just own it.
And I don't. It's if you like something, you like it. That's it. Don't feel guilty about it whatsoever. And last week, basically, you were saying those like your Desperado songs and your guilty pleasures.
I guess they would have been my guilty pleasures, but they're also more than that because they're like, hey, if that song was on, like I do not want to be interrupted. That's how much I love it.
You know what? I was just reminded of something.
Okay.
It just popped in my head. And I'm so glad I'm on the air to talk about it.
All right, sweet.
It comes out of you talking about the Desperado songs last week.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I remember the album, which you may or may not have heard of, called Free to Be You and Me. Oh, listeners, please call me in. Call into us and talk about this.
Who was the artist? Was
the headline hotline, by the way, is 570-420-9670. Marlo Thomas, the actress, was really, really, really big in the women's lib scene in the 70s.
Yeah.
And she created an album to help kids feel good about who they were. It was a very, it was the kind of sappy kind of stuff you might hear on Sister Chat. On Sunday mornings here on Pocono 96.7. And it was empowering to kids. You could be anything you want to be, and boys can cry, and girls can be astronauts, and that kind of thing. They were also really recognizing that at that point the divorce was escalating, so they were like, you can still be happy even though you're parents, that kind of thing. And there were some songs on it by very famous actors and actresses and singers, and there were also skits done by people like Mel Brooks or Marlo Thomas did one or whatever. And oh my gosh, I can't believe somebody got a call in about this. Rosy Grier. Okay. Roosevelt Grier, who was a very, very famous football player at that time. He must have weighed 600 pounds. The guy was massive, big, dark black guy with the big, deep voice like that. And he sang a song on that album called It's Okay to Cry. Oh, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna. Oh my gosh! I'm gonna find it for you. But absolutely fantastic. But it reminded me of when you were talking last week because you're a really big guy.
Yeah, well, it's mom and dad's fault.
but the songs and you have a history of being in the heavy duty music scene, right? But you liked really soft songs.
Yeah.
Well, it was. I mean, this. Okay, listen to this.
Okay.
Oh, I gotta let this. Okay. It's just fabulous. I think that I don't know why it didn't remind me of it last week, but this is what I think of when I think of you talking about your Desperado songs.
Okay.
Little Rosy Grier. Bring it up.
That's it. Okay. That's what we got.
Can you not hear it? That's a shame you can't hear it. Okay, I'll see. If
I heard that a little bit though.
I'll see if I can get it back up again in a second. But that's what made me think of because you're such a big guy talking about. But everybody has guilty pleasure movies, and movies that one of my very, very favorite movies of all time is a movie which is rated all the time as being one of the worst movies ever made. I'll talk about it in a minute.
Sure. There we go.
Here we go.
I was digging that, man.
So great. So Rosie was fabulous. They went on TV. He sang it on the talk shows on TV.
Yeah.
He was on Dick Cavett singing "It's All Right to Cry."
That's awesome.
That's so great. Just you big softies, you big guys, And he was the kind of guy that would have played bass too. But guilty pleasures. I like a lot of movies that for some reason were not well made.
Yeah.
I have different reasons for each one. But one of my very favorite movies of all time, love it, top 10. Xanadu.
Really? Wait.
1980.
Olivia Newton-John.
Olivia Newton-John and Michael Beck.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the very last movie of Last appearance of?
Of who?
Gene Kelly.
Oh, really?
He was in the last movie he made.
Did he dance?
Yeah, he danced. Yeah, it wasn't as easy as it used to be.
Yeah,
and he danced with Olivia Newton-John, too, who is such a terrible dancer.
Oh, my God.
If you saw Grease, you know that. But I think, it was a fantasy movie. It was a roller disco movie, which is kind of bizarre to begin with. And it was a fantasy type movie about a muse who inspires these guys to open up a roller disco.
Right.
Kind of silly. But my favorite singing group of all time, you know who that is?
I do?
Yeah, I told you.
Who's that?
The Electric Light Orchestra.
Oh, ELO.
ELO.
Oh, that's what yeah.
Well, Jeff Lynne wrote half the music for the movie.
Oh, really? He did a lot of stuff back in the day,
great stuff.
Putting out albums, doing movie soundtracks. He did everything.
He showed up everywhere.
Yeah.
Traveling Wilburys.
Yeah.
And he produced a lot of stuff for a lot of people. But he ended up, he was good friends with George Harrison, who was in the Traveling Wilburys. He put it together, and then he did the tribute when George Harrison died.
Oh, okay.
But a lot of the songs, half of the songs that were in Xanadu were written by Jeff Lynne and done by ELO.
Yeah, he's awesome.
It was right before they broke up. But, and I love the music from it. And it was just very cheesy. There was a Don Bluth animated segment in the middle of it.
Don't talk about Don Bluth. He's one of my favorite dudes on earth.
Did you ever see Xanadu?
No, I never did because I know what it is.
I'm going to force you to sit down.
Hey, now that there's a Don Bluth animated part in it, I want to see it.
I'm strapping your head in and I'm putting toothpicks in your eyes to hold them open.
He's one of the best things ever, that guy.
I love that movie. And it's always picked as one of the 5 worst movies ever made.
Speaking about toothpicks into my eyes, so it make me watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Reminds me of one of my favorite movies ever.
Marathon Man.
No. Clockwork Orange.
Where
they put those things in his eyes to make him watch all the violence. All the violence and
crazy movie.
While shooting him up with that stuff that makes him puke when he sees violence.
You know what? that movie.
That's in my top 5.
You could watch that movie 20 times and analyze it 20 ways.
I could do it all day, every day.
Kubrick was crazy.
He's in my top directors too. Every single one of his flicks I enjoy. I love them all.
Really, really crazy. And that movie was.
It was rated X when it came out and banned in countries and everything. And yeah,
that whole banning, that's whatever. But just a great movie, great movie. And I don't, people say the worst movies ever, and I've actually avoided seeing a couple of movies because of how bad they said they were.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess if Xanadu I caught before they panned it, I've never seen Ishtar.
Right. Okay. I
I've never
saw that
seen
either.
Waterworld.
No, I've seen Waterworld, and I got to tell you, that was the most expensive movie ever made at the time.
Right.
It wasn't worth whatever they.
Really? Well, they did. That was Kevin Costner.
That's
right?
Kevin Costner, who I can't handle either. But Field of Dreams, as you said before, is a phenomenal movie, whether he was in it or not.
Kevin Costner is black.
He's great in it.
It's either black or white.
Yeah.
There's no gray with Kevin Costner. He's either really good or he's really lousy.
Yeah.
There was another movie that was that came in around the same time. It was the same kind of Clute.
What?
Not Clute. I'm sorry. No. That's Jane Fonda movie. No. The one with John Travolta was in it. It was a futuristic movie.
Oh, where
it was really, really expensive.
He had John Travolta was this alien looking dude.
Yeah. He had long hair, dreadlocks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, what was that?
And
it was bad. It was bad. I saw it.
I know that
it was bad.
It was ripped apart. I know that.
Oh.
But somebody should call in and let us know what that is because, I didn't see it, but I know
it was a total
really...
sci-fi movie, and he had that alien-looking head, like the dude from Star Trek: The Next Generation, and he had these dreadlocks and everything.
Crazy. Okay, so you know what? We're going to do another break because we have to, and I don't want to run into the end of the show. So I want to announce because I do want to talk about Thai Orchid, one of our favorite sponsors again. But I want to announce a winner in our contest.
You got to be kidding me!
Yes, remember we had a contest for a $25 gift certificate to Thai Orchid.
Someone found a menu.
Somebody sent us a menu from an Asian restaurant where everything was spelled right and grammatically correct.
That's awesome.
And
that's incredible.
I went over it 3 times. I couldn't find any mistake. I found something that really should have been underlined, but I wasn't going to be a stickler from that, And and of the few attempted winners, we actually did have one. So I want to say congratulations to Sam Roberts.
Nice.
Of Lake Ronkonkoma, New York. Out on
what?
the island.
Long Island.
So he listens to us on the
Out
app.
by my hometown.
On the Pocono 96.7 app. And I want to congratulations, Sam. He has a home up here in the Poconos. He comes to up on the weekends.
Nice.
He's probably sitting out on I-80 right now.
Yeah.
Trying to get back.
Good luck, Sam, with that traffic.
So we're going to get that gift certificate to him, to Thai Orchid, and he said he can't wait to use it. He has not been there, and so I know he's going to enjoy himself.
Sweet.
That's
good. I just can't believe that happened. That's great.
I didn't think anybody that it existed in the world, but Sam shows it does. So you can also check out Thai Orchid, the corner of Sarah Street and 9th Street in Stroudsburg. Give them a call at 570-421-1717. Phenomenal Thai food. This is Inside Dr. Herman's Head. You're listening to us on 96.7 here in the Poconos, and we will be back presently.
Oh, the phone is ringing. Hello?
Yo, Gary.
Yeah, who is this?
Dr. Herman.
Who?
Dr. Herman, you know, the one you come to know and love, Dr. Herman.
Oh! I love my Dr. Herman.
That's the one.
Hey, Dr. Herman.
Gary, I'm just sitting here, and I suddenly became inspired.
What?
I've never had a jingle.
You've never had a jingle?
I've never had a jingle, and some jingles are so cool. I always thought how cool it would be to have a jingle.
So Herman Family Chiropractic and Dr. Herman, I love my Dr. Herman, wants a jingle.
I was thinking that it would be an excellent time to do a contest.
What kind of a contest?
A jingle contest. They could sing it. They could put music behind it. Give me about a 10 or 15-second jingle that would work well at the end of our commercials.
What do they get if they are the winner of the jingle contest?
For a year, you won't pay for chiropractic care.
Wow. There you go, folks. Write a jingle based on I love my Dr. Herman, and you won't have to pay for chiropractic care for a year if you win.
How exciting is that?
Yeah. Call 424-LIFE. That's 424-LIFE. I love my Dr. Herman. Hey, wait, can I copyright that? Am I eligible? Ask about their $25 visits for life. Hey!
Hi!
Trivia at Wintergreen's Restaurant every Wednesday night starting at 6 o'clock.
Oh.
Doesn't cost you a dime. You get a chance to win some fabulous stuff. There's good food and drink there. And I'm your host. Couldn't ask for more.
Well, you could, but...
You wouldn't get it.
You're not going to get it. Trivia, you say?
I do.
What kind of questions?
You want one?
Yeah, I do. Give me a good one.
What do you get when you combine a donkey with a zebra?
I have no idea.
A zonkey.
That's not a real thing.
Wonder what they get when they combine a horse and a boar.
Okay, enough of that.
So stop out at Wintergreen, 6 o'clock, if you think you know the answer to that question, and you can win some fabulous prizes. With me, Gary in the Morning. You're listening to Inside Dr. Herman's Head every Sunday night starting at 7 o'clock, right here on Pocono 96.7. And now, back to the good doctor.
Nailed it, suckers!
That was a good
Nailed
one.
it.
That was you're getting better.
Man, all night last night I spent on that.
You're getting better. That was a good one. That was the DreamWorks, right?
I'm going to get a contract. That was DreamWorks, that's right. That was DreamWorks, yeah.
Nice.
Oh, man. So, anyway, tell me about your absolute favorite movie.
My absolute favorite movie? All right.
You didn't need a minute to think, or you got?
No, I got it.
Okay.
I got two.
Two?
But, yeah.
You can't.
I know, because...
It's like I got one word for you.
Yeah.
The hot sauce.
No, but my all-time favorite movie, though, is Tron, the original. And I
have heard you mention Tron on more than one occasion.
It might be a guilty pleasure that it might have been. I used to get crap for it, but I don't care anymore because it's good. It's great. I don't care what anybody says. I think a lot of it goes over people's heads, and they don't get it. Oh, you mean those guys in those light-up blue suits, and they drive the cartoon bikes and the... Listen, man, it's a lot more than that.
Well, it was very, very advanced for its time.
Right.
It was the most advanced CGI, one of the first CGI movies.
Right. It wasn't the first CGI movie, but it's the first CGI movie that used CGI that much in a movie.
Right.
Like movies before that had CGI for like 3 seconds or something, but this thing, most of the movie was that.
And it was very... you know what? Talk about editing. It was the editing was pretty crazy. Because they putting the real people in with the. And you know what? It was a well received movie at the time.
Yeah, at the time it was. It's just I don't think a lot of people understand it. But then, The Matrix came out. Everyone hailed The Matrix as this awesome flick. Guess what? It was done before. It was called Tron. It's the same concept.
You know something? I hate to admit it, and a lot of people give me crap about it, but I have never seen The Matrix.
All right, man. Now
I tried. I tried. I won't say that I didn't try, but I couldn't get it, man. I was half an hour, 45 minutes into it, and I was just, I don't want to seem like an idiot. I have a doctorate, but I can't, I can't. There are some movies that I just can't follow.
First one's incredible. The rest, I think they just made them just to make money off of it. But the first one is... I was watching that movie when it was done. I stared at the wall for an hour because I was like processing,
My brother Jason got me the full Matrix set. I have them all. There's 3 of them, I think.
There's 3 of them.
There's Reloaded and
then whatever
Revisited or something like that. Whatever. He bought them for me, and I still haven't. I got to sit down.
It's all about the first one. The rest, I don't care. But
it's supposed to be a religious allegory or something like that.
It's basically it's almost like a Jesus story.
Yeah,
in a sense, but.
Kind of like Legally Blonde.
And the same thing, too. See, people don't realize that about Tron. Tron was a religious story, too. Being the programs and the users.
Right, the Father and the Son and the whole...
Well, that was the new one.
That's the new one? Okay.
That was the new one. The original one is just the fact of programs, as if, say, we were computer programs. Mm-hmm. God is the user that created us.
Okay.
So you worship God. So it's like us being computer users, whatever programs we create in the computer would look to us as a god, basically, And Jeff Bridges played a character that went into the computer, being a user. And once they found out, they're like, "Oh my God, he's a god!" It's a religious thing too.
Oh my God, the god is the Big Lebowski.
Yeah, the god is Big Lebowski. Elisa, you better watch.
Elisa, come on,
but I got a question.
Flirting with God here.
I got a question for you.
Yes.
What is now? I know you said the Blair Witch gave you nightmares.
Yes. The only movie that ever did.
Now, when people ask you what's the scariest movie you've ever seen, you would always think of about, what horror movies have I seen, things like that. Now, my scariest movie I ever seen is not a horror movie.
Okay.
What is the scariest movie you've ever seen?
I never got scared by movies.
No? Nothing bothered you, after the fact where you're just like, that really sat with me wrong?
Except for Blair Witch for a couple of nights of nightmares. I saw the Jaws when it first came out in 1975.
Nice.
On a very hot summer day, like kind of like we had this past week,
right.
102 degrees outside or something, and there was a tremendous storm that rolled in during the movie, and in the theater, almost like somebody had planned it, just as the shark was getting closer, the camera was the POV,
yeah.
As the camera was getting closer and closer, saying that it was the shark to be attacking somebody, the power went out in the theater, and you could hear the thunder and lightning outside, and girls were screaming, and guys were holding their girls and everything, and but even then, it was like, it's a movie, it's a hurricane, and so I never got scared by movies. I love blood and guts.
Yeah,
psychological torture thriller movies. I
know you do. You do.
like the really crazy Japanese and French movies that they make.
Those movies mess me up too. But I like some of them too. You like them a lot.
Yeah, because they're psychological thrillers. And
the scariest movie to me, and it's not like it scared me like horror movie scared. Like I had nightmares.
Please don't say the Chipmunks.
But no. Oh. It just sat with me for a week, and I couldn't shake it.
Okay.
Requiem for a Dream.
Whoa, that movie was phenomenal.
That's the scariest movie I've ever seen. And I bought it.
That's Aronofsky, right? Darren Aronofsky.
Yeah, Aronofsky. I bought it so I could desensitize myself to it and watch it over and over because it bothered me that much. It was like a Scared Straight on film, pretty much for drugs.
Dude, I can't tell you how much I love that movie.
I love it. I love all that guy's work, too. Black Swan was phenomenal.
And I don't like that.
I like
that. I don't like that. I like the...
that was a sexy movie.
I wasn't crazy about some of the characters and everything.
But Pi.
But Pi's a great movie.
Pi's a good movie, too.
Very, very good movie.
But no, Requiem for a Dream, no, that's his best flick to me. And it's just... even right now, it's bothering me. Oh, we got a caller. You want to take this?
So well acted.
All
yes.
right,
come on inside, Dr. Herman's Head. Who do we have calling?
Hello.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm calling again.
You can call as many times
but
as you want.
I totally agree with Gregg. That movie screwed me up so bad.
Yeah.
I showed that movie to Danielle, and I showed it to Terry, and they both
wide-eyed, like an owl, the entire movie.
Yeah, I didn't drink for a week afterwards. I couldn't.
It was bad. I didn't watch game shows for a week after it.
They should show that. They should show that in rehabs and jails and all that.
You know what? That and
it
Trainspotting.
was so bad.
Trainspotting also was.
Trainspotting's good, but Trainspotting I can laugh at. Requiem for a Dream, I didn't have one.
No, there's nothing to laugh at about that movie. Not at all. I agree.
The worst part about Requiem for a Dream, it's not even the kids with the heroin. It's the mother with the pills.
I know.
It's the mother. Yes, it's the mother.
It's the doctors
yeah.
and the mother and the what happens to her.
Oh, who played her? Natalie Stritch.
So phenomenal. What was her name? Oh, such a good actress.
Gina Rollins. I don't know.
But Greg, Greg's homework is to see Xanadu. Then, if you told Elisa to watch that movie,
I gotta give him my copy of Xanadu.
No.
Oh man! Well, by the way, I also had a thing for John at the time. So
yeah,
that
makes sense. I mean, you would watch whatever she's in. I had that for like I saw Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead because I was in love with Kelly Bundy. But
Kelly Bundy, she was the actress here.
As if she was.
That's true though. I think another thing about Requiem is that it was black and white.
Yeah,
so the black and white lent itself
parts
to
right. Pie was black and white, but Requiem went back and forth, and it was just man.
Black and white movies.
And you want to talk about editing? Like when they got hide and they show the pupil and everything.
Crazy. But they play the same loop over again. So,
but still, it
was good.
It's emotional.
But Dad, Monkey Ball messed me up too.
Like Monkey Ball.
Oh my God, my stomach hurt so bad after that movie.
Yeah, I think that you just have an allergic reaction when you see live action and animation together.
Is that what it is?
No, she woke up during his surgery, and it was gross.
Yeah, she didn't like Monkey Ball. That was
Cool World just put you over the top.
I don't know if she can handle Cool World.
Definitely enjoyed this show, guys. Good job. Good
awesome. Thank you.
Have a good workout.
All right, talk to you soon.
Bye. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, man. Requiem for a Dream. It's just.
Great
I mean, even talking about it right now, I'm getting goosebumps because it's been a while since I've seen it. But you can't lose those images. You can't lose that. And you want to talk about a soundtrack. Hearing that music just makes me sick to my stomach. It had a reoccurring theme.
Oh yeah.
Throughout the movie, and it's just
that leitmotif you're talking about.
Oh man.
I see. Yes. I think I went to this film school.
Yep.
The leitmotif. I can't remember my own name, but I remember that word.
Yeah.
So that was fabulous. That movie. You know what? I'm glad you brought it up because I'm gonna go watch it again now.
I want to watch it again now too. But it's
one of my favorite movies.
I gotta be ready to feel like that for a day.
You see, when I think of my favorite movie, I think about the movie that put me through the entire range of emotions.
Mm-hmm.
It entertains me. It's informative. It's funny. It's sad. It's something that really and for my money, as far as range is concerned, although there are a tremendous number of great actors,
right?
I think many more great actors than great actresses.
Okay. Yeah.
Because there are a lot of actresses that pose as great actresses, and people feel like they have to, like Meryl Streep, who I can't stand. Sorry, I hate Meryl Streep. The only believable role she ever did was in Defending Your Life, which is a great movie. Okay, you'll see. We'll talk about that another time. But Tom Hanks, I think, is the greatest actor of our time.
Yeah, I can't argue.
And there are a lot of very close seconds, but Tom Hanks,
for a guy that started out as like a comedian and then just...
My favorite comedy was The Money Pit.
Awesome. Love that movie.
Very, very close second would be My Cousin Vinny. But but Tom Hanks was in what I think is my favorite movie is Forrest Gump.
That movie...
Because it
hits so many bases.
Exactly.
It just,
exactly.
You know what? You're right. It touches every single emotion, every genre. Everything's in it.
And I don't know that many people that disagree.
Yeah.
But you agree with me, right?
That's the whole package. Forrest Gump. I'm sure.
Okay, very good. See, Pesci's always there to question you. Well, that was a fun hour.
Yeah, it was. It was a good show.
I enjoy talking about that kind of stuff because we're both on the charts when that comes to that. We know somewhat about what we're talking about.
Yeah.
At least we can make it sound that way. So thank you very much for spending an hour with us. This is Inside Dr. Herman's Head, and we come inside my head 1 hour every week, Sunday nights, 7 to 8 o'clock p.m. on Pocono 96.7. You can listen to us on the Pocono 96.7 app or Pocono967.com. I'd like to thank our callers tonight, Danielle and Elisa and Danielle.
Yes.
Let's see. We are going to be Oh, keep an eye on our Facebook page. Oh, and while you're there, like us.
Yeah, like
right?
the page, please.
Like
and
the
share.
page.
You know what? And if you do like us that much that you're going to like it, share the page as well.
Yeah, and if you don't like it, share it anyway.
Yeah, that's cool too.
Leave some comments. Comment on what we put up. We try to put stuff up every day or so, and when we can. But keep your eye on the Facebook page, because we're going to be announcing a really, really cool contest. We're working on putting it together right now, and sometime in the next few days, hopefully, we'll have it up there with a really great prize and some unexpected stuff. So, again, I want to thank you all for joining us inside Dr. Herman's Head.
Yep.
We are going to play out here with something that's just for you, my man.
Oh, nice.
I want to remind people that if things get too heavy, just count to 10, take a deep breath. It's all going to be okay. Biggshow?
What do we got?
Let's get out of here.
Let's do it. I'm ready.